All right, hello, and thank you for tuning in for another episode of TGIF Renegades.
Coming at ya!
I am Kenny, and this is my mullet-headed cousin, Alex.
Hey, everybody!
If you aren't familiar with the show, which why would you be? It's only the second episode.
It's true.
The first episode was a hit.
Yeah, I mean...
Just like Full House's first episode.
We have millions of followers now. or is that what they say nowadays?
Right, something like that. If you aren't familiar, though, Alex and I, and pretty much every kid from the 90s, was obsessed with TGIF on ABC. And since me and Alex learned everything we know from these shows, we decided to make a show about it here and review the episodes, watch the episodes, since that's what we did when we lived together before we became adults.
But the best part is, now I can drink and watch these episodes and forget I ever even saw them. I can get so drunk.
But we decided we'd start with reviewing and rewatching Full House and Family Matters, the two best shows to come out of TGIF.
Oh, yeah.
So with all that said, Alex, it's time to crack open a beer and get into this, because it's TGIF.
Well, what do you got for me today? I am a little excited. You told me the title of this episode, and anything that says night in it, for my pal Uncle Jesse, it's gonna be a long one.
It will be, but I hooked you it last time because it's our very first night is the title of Full House's second episode, meaning it's a continuation from the first episode.
So it's still the same day?
Yeah.
If you guys don't remember, that day was long. I mean, there had to have been jet lag from coming into San Francisco and everything.
And however the heck Joey got there.
Yeah, however Joey got there, we still don't know.
Yeah.
From his mom's basement.
So unless they came over at 8 in the morning, 6 in the morning, I mean, this is a long day.
Must have. I've never heard of anybody moving that early in the morning.
Right. And then DJ moved downstairs. Yeah. Danny went to work.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah,
and came back to find DJ moved out.
What was it, a boxing match he was at?
Yeah, something. He said he had to review a boxing match. So whether he had to go see the match or just talk about it, I don't know.
I think they might have screwed up here.
I think so too. So again, our very first night is the title. It aired September 25th, 1987. The IMDb rating is 7.4 out of 10, which is a 0.1 less than the first episode. So they're riding a pretty good wave here.
I wonder if I was eating solid foods at this time when this first aired.
5 months old?
Probably not. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was still probably drinking out of the bottle, which I still do at this time, but it's only beer now.
Yeah. So no cold open. Again, just the regular intro. Again, I think that's a 90s thing, the cold open. But I wanted to point out with this time watching the fishing scene. You remember the opening where they go to the dock and Danny and Stephanie and DJ are fishing? Clearly not Bob Saget. Not John Posey either. Some random
guy. Huh?
And I think the kids are different too. Like in one shot you see it's Bob Saget, and in the next shot, like from behind, it's not.
They were too good to go to a dock. Huh?
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me that DJ wouldn't go to a dock, but
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I never knew Danny was a big fisherman. It seems like in this opening intro.
I think there's an episode coming up.
Oh,
that
awesome.
Gives a little more to that.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he's good at it, but I don't remember, so
okay.
we'll find out. But it is in the first season. All right. After the intro, we are in right away. We're in Michelle's room, where Joey and Uncle Jesse are attempting to change Michelle.
So we're still on this gig of changing Michelle.
Yeah.
The old diaper funny trick.
Right. And what I don't understand is Danny's home at this point. Why the hell doesn't the guy take care of his kids?
What's he doing?
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But Joey, I think, makes a joke. One of them makes a joke about they beat their personal record of 37 minutes to change a diaper.
37 minutes?
Yeah.
Holy, my kid's already on his third diaper taking a shit by that time.
Yeah. they probably got peed on or pooped on so many times.
Yeah.
Changing
I
their...
should say kid. I mean, he's a baby. So
Right.
let's get this right.
Right. So Joey suggests putting 3 diapers on her for less changing. It appears they have gotten better at changing a diaper, but they now can't get PJs on her. So they had put her in 3 diapers. Like Uncle Jesse was like, great idea, Joseph. So they put her in 3 diapers and can't get the pajama pants around 3 diapers.
Shocker.
Ooh. So they dress her like, I don't even know what they put on her, just crap. I mean, it's just, she's dressed really poorly. And Danny walks in and sort of makes fun of them. And he says, I'll take it from here.
Oh, like, duh.
Yeah, you're damn right, dude.
I mean, I just don't. It's. I want to say that they tie one onesie around her waist,
Right.
and then they tied the second sleeper, if I remember, around her neck to make her look like a suave or whatever you want to say.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean,
she's ready to go for a night out in the town now.
Exactly. So after Danny says, "I'll take it from here," Joey talks for Michelle again.
In a baby voice?
Yeah. Yep.
Can you do it? I'd love to hear it.
Change me, Daddy. But Joey's so much better at voices.
There's no need to do that. Like, if I was Danny, I'd be pissed. Like, you guys have one job to do, and it's to change Michelle, and you can't even do that.
Well, why? Yeah, like, what? If it takes him that long, why doesn't Danny sit down and say, guys, I mean...
He's not worried, like, hey, man... They've been with Michelle for 38 minutes. Maybe I should go check on them all.
Right, no. I'm sure they're fine.
They're fine.
All of them are screwed up. Yeah. So that's 2 episodes in a row where Joey's talked for Michelle. So it's officially a thing.
Maybe we'll make it 3 episodes. Who knows?
Who knows? So now in Uncle Jesse's room, like it just kind of changes over to Uncle Jesse's room. He's hanging an Elvis poster up.
Awesome.
And has other various posters and such on his walls. Stephanie
making it his own.
Yeah. Obviously, I mean, you're staying there. You gotta do what you gotta do. Stephanie comes in and she's sad. He's covering up her bunnies. And he doesn't care until she mentions her mom put those bunnies up.
Oh, pulling the old mom trick.
Yep. He immediately rips down the Elvis poster.
Not tearing it, by the way.
Right. No. Definitely couldn't tear it. Yeah, he feels, oh, crap. She played the mom card on me again. I better be done.
That comes up quite often.
Oh, yeah. So then Joey comes in and says, Sandman Express is here.
What?
and Stephanie rides on Joey's back to her room. And do you remember, did he have a harmonica?
He did.
He's... Joey is amazing. If you had a Joey living at your house, wouldn't you ride on him?
No. I would not ride on Joey. The other thing is, maybe I'm just dumb. But what is the Sandman?
Well, I don't really know the whole thing, but the Sandman comes and puts you to sleep. That's the thing. Like
I'm sorry.
Folk tale.
But this is supposedly the first night. So
That's true.
So my dad's best friend is going to come put me to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't care.
And they were pretty creeped out by him, it seemed, in the first episode. So.
Yeah, coming in with his dirty clothes and... Scrub off the street.
All these voices and stuff.
All this. He's just a weird dude.
Yeah.
And obviously everybody's, it's Joey. Go put my little kid to sleep.
Go in a room alone with my little girls.
Different times back then, I guess.
The girls ask for a story before bed. So now Danny and Uncle Jesse come in too. And the whole family takes turns telling a story. It's not the worst scene. They do like a cutesy little, Danny, Dad, you go. And he starts telling a story. Then Uncle Jesse, you go. And Uncle Jesse says, then Joey, you go. And they do the whole little spiel. And it's kind of funny. Uncle Jesse's like, his part of the story is like badass and like... Yeah. Then they saw this chick and, and then Danny's, I can't remember, his is more like, Cinderella was a sweet princess,
Yeah.
And then then Joey talks about...
We're going to pull another rabbit out of our hats here with the voice.
He goes, well, girls, Bullwinkle here.
So he does the whole arms as antler routine and everything. Oh, my gosh.
So Bullwinkle...
Did they think it was funny? Or no, I don't think they thought it was funny because I think Stephanie was like, or DJ was like, Dad.
Yeah, they're like, you suck at telling stories. Go to the next guy. And they keep switching it. So it's not the worst scene, but it's
so Joey can get another character in the show.
You got to see his all he brings to the table in a couple of episodes.
This guy never really became a great comedian. I'm shocked.
After that scene, we're down in the living room, and all three guys at the same time have jackets on and are heading for the front door. So
everybody wants to get the hell out of there.
Yeah, but
on the first night.
But tell me why, none of you guys talked communicated at all that you had plans tonight? Come on, that seems pretty odd, especially for Danny.
Yeah.
The one with kids. The other two guys, okay.
Hey guys.
I help change diapers all day. I help feed kids all day. I help move DJ from the basement back up to her room. I help get them ready for bed and told a story. Now I'm going and being a person and getting the hell out of here.
Yeah, I mean, somebody has to make the money.
Well, that's true. That comes up here in a minute.
Oh, does it? Oh, finally.
Yeah, they get their jackets on, they're heading for the front door, and they all look surprised to see each other there. Danny stops Joey and Uncle Jesse and goes over some stupid math about how many adults and children need to be in the house or leaving at the same time. Do you remember that? Where he's like, three guys can leave as long as there are 3 girls with them. And 2 guys can leave as long as one is still here. It's a whole...
One with the 3 girls.
Yeah. So it's a whole confusion, and Uncle Jesse and Joey look like, what?
Our lives? We can't have lives now? We have to watch these 3 crazy girls?
Non-stop for the rest of our
lives? What the hell do we get ourselves into?
Yeah, they're both...
That's why Grandma got the hell out of there.
They're rethinking their situation. But so they all explain why they need to leave. Danny has to cover the sports report.
Makes sense. Even though he just got home from doing...
Well, what did he do? Seriously.
He covered something going on.
And he got over Pam pretty quick.
Yeah, he did.
There's something he's keeping out. But Danny needs to cover the sports. Jesse has band practice, and Joey has to be at the laugh machine for his unpaid comedy act.
So who gets the short end of the stick on this?
Well, Danny basically says since he's the only one making money, he's leaving regardless. And then there's kind of a little banter between what's more important, comedy or music, and they kind of name drop comedians and musicians to say who's better. And then Joey pretty much just runs out of the house and leaves Uncle Jesse as the babysitter. And Danny's has this nasty grin on his face, yep, have fun, Uncle Jesse.
Loser. Me and Joey, you're out of here.
Yeah, but what bugs me is, what did he do? I mean, he had to work twice in one day for that? I don't know.
Maybe he picked up another shift.
Maybe. The next thing you know, Stephanie and DJ are sneaking downstairs to get snacks. They lie to Uncle Jesse that their dad lets them do that all the time.
And Uncle Jesse's like, yeah. Okay.
Well, he kind of says, I'm not an idiot, and then still lets them.
Because it was it wasn't just snacks. It was a whole bowl a whole carton of ice cream.
Nope, carton of ice cream, some pop, I think, cookies.
Cookies, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a shit ton of stuff. I don't even think I could eat all that stuff.
No.
But DJ and Stephanie stuffed their faces full.
Yep. And then in the girls' room, they are all sugared up and jumping rope and hand jiving. Because that's what you do when you eat a lot of sugar. You just have to hand jive.
They must have got into Uncle Jesse's special stash of drugs or something if they're going to do all these.
He's like, oh, crap, did you go in that drawer?
Don't do that drawer.
So then they hear music. They hear music, and they run downstairs to see what's happening. Well, then it shows downstairs before the girls are there, and Jesse's whole band is there. The drummer, plenty of guitarists, a chick singer with purple hair.
Oh.
Yeah. And at first Jesse, like, he's like, guys, we gotta be quiet. So he like gives the drummer some
licorice.
Yes, licorice. I couldn't think of what it was. Yeah, he gives him licorice sticks to drum with, and he's playing without his amp plugged, his guitar plugged in, and he's like, yeah, girl, it's he's like whispering to play, and I just don't understand. Like would the guys in the band really like drop what they're doing? Yeah, we'll come over. Yeah. Why can't you come over to our usual place to practice? Oh, you have to babysit. Well, but you want our whole band to come over and play over there? Sure.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, let's do that. That's a great idea, Jesse.
Well, I mean, they're rebels.
That's true.
So they don't give a shit.
That's true. They're purple-haired hooligans.
Yeah. Let's party all night.
They don't care about kids.
Kids.
Then the doorbell rings. Well, the girls come downstairs, and Jesse's like, "Oh, what are you guys doing?" And then the doorbell rings, and they're like, "Oh, it's the pizza guy. We ordered pizza." And I think
These
DJ
girls are terrible.
Yeah, and DJ is like, "Oh, that's our 11 o'clock pizza that Dad lets us get." And it's like, come on, Uncle Jesse's not
dumb,
good with kids, dumb, but like,
he's not that dumb.
Oh, we were supposed to put you in bed, but you get 11 o'clock pizza? Oh, that makes sense.
That's a lot of sense.
So, yeah, it's 11 o'clock. They get pizza. The pizza guy asks if he can stay and watch the band because they're so good, apparently. I mean, just looking at them, he's, like, drawn in.
Wait, what about all the other pizzas?
Yeah.
In the car.
Who cares? He doesn't care. It was his last
one. He's a pizza guy. He doesn't care, I guess, right?
No.
I mean, I remember when I was in college. Well, okay. I was never in college.
Right.
When everybody else was in college, the delivery guys would deliver, and then we would have them stay and drink some beers with us.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean...
he was one of those guys.
Yeah. So it kind of does make sense.
Yeah. I mean, anything... Because if he didn't have other pizzas to deliver right away, what does the business know? It took a long time to get there.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know.
Well, maybe he just stayed for a little bit and...
Yeah. I don't think I remember seeing him leave, but they're not there much longer.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that. So the band plays some songs. All this while Michelle apparently is sleeping. They played at least 2 songs that we... Not full songs that we heard, but you hear them like end a song and start another
song.
And
while the creepy pizza guy is in the corner.
Yeah, he's like bobbing his head and like he's into it. Man. I think he's more into the purple-haired chick, but
aren't we all though?
But Joey walks in, and like he walks in, they're playing a song, and he goes, "Conga!" And the band all in one
instance.
Yeah, it was just like Conga, and then they. Dun, 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 dun. So they all know the notes to doing the conga. And they all knew that each other was going to just start into that conga.
Wait a minute. Why would Joey walk through the door and be like instantly like, "Oh shit, this is a great opportunity for a conga"? And who was in the conga line? Because if everybody in the band's playing,
Joey, pizza guy, and purple hair girl. So not only does this pizza guy love the band before he even heard them,
he's grabbing a stranger's hips.
Immediately, a new guy walks in, yells conga, and he has no fear, just grabbing onto his hip.
Awesome time.
Of course, we were kids when we first started watching
the girls,
it.
I think, were doing the conga,
too.
Probably.
Okay. I know at one point they were on some speakers, like, doing some jive and dance and stuff. But now, as kids, you look at that and you're like, what weirdos. Yeah. As adults, I look at that and I'm like, dude, those band members were so drunk, they didn't care.
They didn't care.
Or high, whatever.
The pizza guy was probably high and those guys were probably drunk.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Heck, Joey might have been drunk.
Probably.
He came from his comedy thing, and his comedy probably bombed, so he sat at the bar.
He just took shots all night until he got kicked out.
And the last thing that he heard at the bar was the conga. So when he came
They
home,
kicked him out. They wouldn't let him do the conga because he was too drunk, so he wanted to start his own.
yeah, I get it.
Makes sense.
This episode is coming together.
I'm glad we debunked this.
Yes. And now, so they're doing the conga, and guess who walks in? Danny. And he is pissed. Everyone stops playing, and Joey says to Jesse, "Boy, are you going to get it." As if he's not at any fault. So I think that's the commercial break. You're wringing your hands the whole commercial.
What's
like,
Danny
oh
gonna
gosh.
do?
Danny comes back, then Danny's mad, and he's blaming DJ and Stephanie a little, but he focuses mainly on Jesse and Joey. And then Joey, throws Jesse under the bus, and he's like, "I'm mostly innocent. I just like to conga." And then he goes,
He's drunk.
yeah, and he goes, "I am Joey, and I'm a congaholic."
No, he does not say that.
A congaholic.
I'm getting pissed that he's making me laugh at this episode.
DJ tries to tell Danny it's entirely her fault. Like, she starts,
Oh, that's good. I'm glad.
but before she can finish, Uncle Jesse cuts her off, and he's like, "It's all my fault. I did it all. Blame me for everything."
Wow.
So Uncle Jesse's
He's a good uncle.
He's a stand-up guy. And then they hear Michelle crying, so they all, because baby cries, so you all have to go up.
Now when it's quiet,
Yeah.
the baby's crying. Well, you know what? She was probably crying this whole time.
She might have been. As they're heading up, because Michelle's crying, Danny's lecturing them. Then he thinks Michelle is teething. Not that she's crying because of all the noise, but probably it's teeth.
It has to be teeth then. That'd be the first thing that'd come to my mind.
Yeah. After a little bit, to get her to stop crying, they try and give her a teething ring, and she throws it out, and then basically she's chewing on Jesse's finger is how she lets up
Oh, is
on
that
her
how
crying.
she stops?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so he has his finger in her mouth, and she stops crying, and then Joey asks Jesse for the purple-haired chick's phone number.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Now we go over to DJ and Stephanie's room, where they're quick. They hear somebody coming, so they quick pretend to sleep. As soon as Danny comes in, and he's about to talk to him about how horrible Uncle Jesse is. And as he's talking, he finds ice cream buckets in their room, and he realizes Uncle Jesse isn't the only one at fault here.
Oh.
Shocker. And maybe he kind of says it in his little, because
Doesn't he know it takes 3 to tango?
Right.
Or two to tango?
Right. 2 to tango, in this case 3.
3 to
but,
tango,
yeah.
okay.
He kind of is sly, because he starts talking about kicking Uncle Jesse out of the house because of his behavior, and the kids quickly fess up to that they took advantage of Uncle Jesse because they don't want him to get kicked out. They were fooled by Danny's clever ramblings on. But the kids are up. You really think Uncle Jesse wouldn't have said, "Girls, go to bed"? And Danny's in a dream world here where he just doesn't want to blame his girls for any wrongdoing.
It seems like it. These are the devils. These children. I can't.
No, they are great
handle
kids.
They are not great kids.
Yeah.
They don't become great until later on, I think.
Meanwhile, Uncle Jesse takes Michelle to his room because he still has his finger in her mouth, and I think he's just tired of leaning over the crib. So he takes her to his room, and DJ and Stephanie come in to kind of backhandedly apologize to him, because they basically say, "Sorry that you were easy to trick." That was their apology. And then the sentimental music starts, and they truly apologize to him.
So we're learning, whenever the sentimental music plays,
right,
we learn the real meaning behind this episode.
Yep. So the sentimental music plays, and they actually apologize to him. Then Danny comes in, sends the girls to bed, and he apologizes as well. And Jesse admits he doesn't know a lot about kids, and Danny and him kind of talk about parenting while Joey's kind of throwing his 2 cents in about being an only child, how he used to be lonely or something.
Oh
He's kind of creeping Danny out the way he's talking. But Danny's he mentions again, it's really hard without Pam around. And they just keep, he's like, "Jesse, I know I kind of reamed you out there about it, but remember, your sister died." and I need you to stay here.
I'm getting the feeling Danny never took care of these 3 girls when Pam was around.
No.
So he's like,
probably,
it's really hard without Pam because I never dealt with these kids before in my life.
Right. That sounds about right. So Danny starts singing lullaby and good night to Michelle. And then he goes, and I don't know the rest of the words.
What?
Yeah. And then Joey goes, Conga!
No way.
Yes.
He is so drunk.
Yeah.
He's telling creepy stories about his childhood.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he just pops up with a conga again.
And he had the balls to ask for the lead singer's number. Like,
He would never do that.
Oh, he is drunk as a skunk right
Man.
now. And so then he yells conga, and Danny and Joey start a conga line, and Jesse says, what the hell? And joins in. And
So it's the 3 guys?
3 guys, and Jesse's holding Michelle, so they conga out of the room. And that's the end. Credits roll.
That's the whole story, huh?
That was it.
The whole episode.
Yep. So a little bit of trivia on this episode. Although the first isn't really trivia, it's just that I noticed that this is the very first night. So it's the same. It's what we kind of talked about. It's the very first night. So it's all the same thing. So I just put to reiterate that Danny had to leave twice in one day.
Yeah.
Again, we hit it. Sports reporter. I mean, you might...
They might have a couple different things going on in one day.
I guess. What bugs me about that is, like, why didn't Danny talk to him? Hey, guys, I gotta leave in the afternoon when you get here.
Yeah.
Like, right when you get here, I gotta leave. And then,
Later on this evening, or later on tonight, I gotta leave again.
And then they could have had, like, a normal discussion
Yeah.
about, well, I got a thing at the laugh machine or factory or whatever, and I got band practice. Like, they could have worked out something. Somebody could have watched these kids.
Or hire a babysitter.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, so and then this one also isn't actually trivia, but back-to-back episodes, which Jesse says hell.
Oh.
So, what a badass. Like,
whoa, we're coming in hot and heavy right away, huh?
I mean, this wasn't meant to be your average
This
kids
wasn't
show.
PG, this is PG-13 in the beginning, huh?
Is hell a 13 thing?
I bet you it is.
Maybe. But, and then also a slight hint at Jesse likes Elvis. Which,
we did not notice.
Right, at this point, you just see he tried to put a poster up, and you could think, he likes Elvis, I guess. But,
the King.
What?
Elvis, the King.
Oh, the King. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's our trivia for this episode.
Cool. Well, I'm going to tell you about Elvis here for a second.
Okay.
This is something,
I would love this.
This is something you didn't know. Well, it's just my personal family. My 4.5-month-old son at this time, when he gets real fussy, we pop on some Elvis, puts him to sleep like that.
Really?
He loves Elvis. Yeah.
How did you find that out?
Well, it's interesting. So my wife likes listening to Elvis on the radio.
Okay.
And I think when she was pregnant, he might have heard it.
Maybe.
So being, it's around that time, the holiday season time, we found out that when we would play Blue Christmas by Elvis.
Oh, yeah.
He would start to fall asleep.
Okay.
So every time he was fussy and stuff, we started playing Blue Christmas without you.
Yes.
Blue, blue, blue. So
sounds exactly like him.
So yeah, thank you everybody. Anyway, so it's just kind of
That's pretty cool.
It's all tied into my life now.
Yeah, I mean, you have a mullet.
Have a mullet.
You listen to Elvis.
I am pretty much spitting image of Uncle Jesse right now. Honestly.
No.
One more thing before I give my recap on this.
No, one more thing before you try to give your recap is you are not a spitting image of Uncle Jesse at all.
I now have, I don't know what the right term is, but cowboy bow ties now. Or not cowboy ties. It's the leather string, and then it has like the turquoise. Mine has the turquoise. You'll see if you watch this episode's coming up. Uncle Jesse wears them, and you just tie it up, and it has like a little turquoise diamond thing on it.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
I wear those now.
Okay. You're convincing me more and more.
Yep. Anyways, so the recap for me of this is really Danny's will let you do anything. Okay? Because Jesse never got in trouble for having the band there for practice. He didn't say, never do this again. Never have the band at my house again.
Right.
So, I mean, there's no consequence for that. He also wasn't necessarily got on the girls too bad for eating all of the sweets in the whole house.
Right. No.
Like, there's nothing bad about that.
They were more in trouble for taking advantage of Uncle Jesse. But not
that.
Who cares?
And there was nothing ever said about Joey's possibly first night in the house, coming home wasted to my 3 daughters.
Right. After this episode ended, I bet Joey peed in the hallway or something.
Probably. Didn't know how to get to the bathroom because he was so drunk.
Yeah.
And also, I have to admit, Joey is pretty damn cool when he's drunk. I find him funny. Yeah. If he's sober, I hate the guy.
Yeah. I hope we can crack the code on more episodes where we realize they're just drunk. And make them more fun.
You'll know when he's actually funny and I'm laughing, he's probably drunk.
Yes.
Because sober Joey is a no-go.
Right.
Joey.
No.
A drunk Joey is a go.
Yes. Yeah.
I wish I could come up with a really cool rhyme for that. I'm going to try to work on it.
Yeah, there's other episodes I'm sure where Joey's better, so we'll come up with it.
But yeah, that's my recap on that.
All right, and real quick, while you were saying something, I thought of, again, I'm still stuck on this our very first night, being a continuation. Vanessa, from episode 1, was told she couldn't stay the night there because 3 girls in the house. Then there's a whole thing of them changing the diaper and saying they broke their record and all that,
Yeah.
How early was it that Vanessa came before the second episode?
Yeah, wow.
Because if it was 6 o'clock and Danny's like, you can't stay the night here, she didn't even want to hang out for a couple hours.
Danny just wanted her to get the hell out?
Yeah. Or is that just a huge mess up on their part? And
once again, seems like Danny's playing favorites here between the guys. Yeah. Joey can get away with whatever the hell he wants to do, and we're locking down Uncle Jesse.
Yeah, Uncle Jesse's he's got no girls can stay.
Yeah, it's like
band has to go. All this stuff. And Joey, you're more than welcome to go out, get drunk, come home, hang out with my girls, and
whatever you want to do. Joey, have a great time on my dime.
Sounds right. And that rhymed. That was good.
Oh, there we go.
So the next episode, first day of school.
The first day of school. What? Okay.
Yeah.
So it must be obviously Michelle's not in school yet.
Right.
So.
Michelle's not in school, but we'll find out if it's DJ, Stephanie, both.
Great. So this next episode 3 is all about the girls then.
Oh yeah. It's a gem.
I'm glad I was excited for this episode.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like episode 3, I'm just gonna be uffing and puffing the whole episode.
Oh yeah, you're gonna. There's some good spot. You'll love it.
You'll
love it.
I better buy a 30-pack for episode 3 then.
You better. Now we gotta hop on to Uncle Jesse's Harley.
Oh, I'm holding on tight. I get the back.
I'll get the bucket seat. You strap.
I'm gonna let my mullet swirl in the wind with Uncle Jesse's mullet.
Right.
And you could get on the bucket seat.
Right. Remember, it was 1987. You got to wear the helmet. Your mullet's not going to be flying as much as it.
Can you hold on to the case of beer if we're traveling this far?
I'll take the beer.
Okay.
I'll take the beer. So we gotta hop on the Harley, go from San Francisco over to Chicago for a little Family Matters.
All right, Kenny, but before you get out of that bucket seat, hand me another beer.
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. So Family Matters, episode 2 of this first season.
All right.
Titled Two Income Family.
Ooh, does my hair look good after that long drive from San Francisco?
It looks fine.
Okay, I didn't know if I got helmet. Helmet head. Is it helmet head?
helmet.
Helmet hair. Who knows what me and Uncle Jesse were doing on that Harley?
I don't want to know. I was napping. I don't want to know what was going on.
Helmet head.
No.
Okay, anyways.
So, Two Income Family, it aired September 29th, 1989. So, again, we're 2 years apart. Almost to the day on this one as well.
Two Income Families.
This one was IMDb rating 6.8. So, it's not... That's not too hot for a rating. You know, no cold open on this either. Just the intro, and with drum roll, new little sister Judy. There was a Judy.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
There was a Judy in the first episode, but this is a new actress for Judy.
Oh.
The first episode was Valerie Jones, but now it is Jamie Foxworth, who is the new Judy.
The new and improved Judy.
Yeah, and they
coming at ya.
And they like changed the beginning scenes that Valerie Jones was in, like them all huddled around the baby.
Yeah,
is slightly different now because they put in Jamie Foxworth instead, and I don't totally know why. I kind of looked into it, and there was just no real reason why Valerie Jones wasn't on. They just said, nah. You never cute enough face. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
They got rid of her. So, on to the show. Unless you had something to comment.
No, I mean, I just see what kind of trouble Carl's going to get into. Shenanigans and Mother Winslow, that sweet... What's her name again?
Estelle.
I always just call her Mother Winslow. But
you know what's funny?
What?
Zoe, my 3-year-old, got a baby, a Cabbage Patch doll. For Christmas. And the name of the baby is Daniel. Like, they give them a adoption paperwork and stuff in the Cabbage Patch dolls. And
what an 80s thing to get your child.
Yeah, we're in an 80s thing.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a gift from your mom to Zoe.
Was it really?
And her name is, the baby's name is already given to them, and it's Danielle Estelle.
Awesome.
And Danielle is my wife's middle name. Oh. So we were like, oh, that's cute. And then Estelle, and I'm like, Mother Winslow. I'm like, this is awesome. So it was meant to be.
Must have been. Wow, it's like my thing with Elvis.
Yeah, we got things tied together.
It's our lives.
Yep. So now on to the show. We're in the kitchen, and Laura and Judy are doing some math homework.
It's good that they're helping each other out with math. Yeah.
Judy's asking, like, every answer to, that's what little kids do, is ask for the answers. Laura's helping her, and then Carl comes in, and he says, well, I'll do my homework, too. Meaning he's going to pay the bills. And the girls, like, bolt out of the room. Because apparently Carl is scary when he's paying the bills. I don't know. Because
the mean side of Carl, huh?
I don't know. You pay your bills, right?
Yeah, I mean...
Is everyone scared of you when you pay?
No. Just pay them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
if I remember right, he had like a stack of papers.
Yeah. Well, this is the 80s. They can't do it on their phone.
Oh, okay.
It's their technology.
I I guess I've never had like a stack full of bills.
Yeah.
What are you paying for? What?
Well, you'll see.
Okay.
As the girls leave the kitchen into the living room, Mother Winslow is going toward the kitchen, and the girls say to stay out because Dad's paying the bills, and she says, well, I can take my medication anytime. She turns around and leaves too. She was going to take her medication.
She's too scared to go in the kitchen to get her medication, which, hold on, why is your medication in the kitchen?
Why not? That's where I have any. I mean, I'm not on like medication, but vitamins and.
Oh, if it's vitamins, okay. But I mean, think about little Richie. Is he going to be able to get to Mother Winslow?
Little Richie is a baby at this point.
Okay.
They're probably higher up in a cabinet.
Okay, fine. I just keep my medication. I'm not on any medication, but I keep mine in the bathroom.
I don't know. The bathroom could be... How many bathrooms do they have? We don't know anything about them yet. There's
okay.
no...
Fine.
I don't think there's even been a scene near the bathroom.
Huh?
So...
That's true.
If there's only one, a bottle falls out when you
Yeah.
go to brush your teeth. You grab your toothpaste, knock Mother Winslow's medicine down, and little Richie gets to it.
Okay.
You're
Fine.
in trouble.
Fine. Medication in the kitchen now.
Yep. Then Eddie comes down into the kitchen while Carl is paying the bills, and he asks his
Is there
dad...
applause? I love Eddie.
I don't think there was.
He's so cool.
I don't think people liked Eddie as much as you do.
Really? Man. Eddie was really cool.
But he asks his dad about getting him new high tops.
Oh.
He has Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's,
Sweet.
but since Kareem is retired,
Oh.
he now wants Jordans.
Oh, well, that makes sense. I mean,
And-
you got to get some Jordans.
Right. And after watching Last Dance, man, everyone had Jordans.
Yeah. You got to have Jordans.
Right. We should quit doing a thing about this and do a podcast on...
I think I want to go out tonight and get some Jordans.
Please do. Please do it. Do you remember how much the Jordans were?
I do actually.
How much?
Because I was shocked. They were $70,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't think nowadays that they're $70.
No.
They got to be way over $100
Yeah.
for Jordans.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty positive.
But back then, like $70 was probably like $100 or something now.
You're right.
So Carl basically says, "Hell no." He doesn't say hell like Jesse. He's not Uncle Jesse, but
He's not a rebel.
yeah. But he says no. And Harriette then enters from the backyard.
So it's just done like, oh, Dad.
Yeah, pretty much.
Come on.
Yeah, that sounds exactly like Eddie. He's not as cool as you build him up to be.
Yeah.
So far, 2 episodes, he's a pretty big powder. I'm just gonna say it.
He asked for a lot.
He does, yeah. Well, he's 15, right? Well,
Yeah, Eddie always wants something.
yeah.
But
Harriet enters from the backyard and she tells Carl that the car needs a tune-up. They have a little thing about money issues, like, we can't do that. And Harriet says Carl should get a raise. She says, the police got a raise or whatever. What,
yeah, why aren't you getting a raise,
yeah.
Carl?
And Carl says he did, and it's just not noticeable with how many bills they have.
Man,
He says,
what are these bills?
I know. He says she should ask for a raise at her job at the Chicago Chronicle.
Damn.
Yep.
He is paying bills right now, so he has the wrath going. That's
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's why he has some kahunas to him.
Well, now he says it nicer. He doesn't say, Harriet, you need to ask for a raise. He says, you're the best elevator operator there is. You should talk to your boss at the Chicago Chronicle and ask for a raise.
This is so funny. Is there elevator operators nowadays? How can you be that good at being an elevator operator?
To be honest, I Googled elevator operators, and there are some jobs of it, but not really. I mean, it's...
But I mean, is it just pushing buttons?
Yeah. Yep. You push a button, you greet somebody, push a button, you go up.
But Carl's saying
Send
she's
them on
the
their way.
best there ever has and ever will be.
She's the best. But now, did you notice? I said Chicago Chronicle.
Oh, so that ties back...
Last week's trivia was her character was an elevator operator at the Chicago Chronicle in Perfect Strangers. So
it's tying in now. Okay.
yep, ties it all together. So after the commercial break, it shows Carl in the living... Well, basically, he says before the commercial break, he told her she should ask for a raise, and she kind of agrees, and that's about it. And then she says, all right, you can get back to whatever you were doing. What were you doing? He said, I'm paying bills. I'm out of here. Like,
Wow.
Everyone doesn't. They don't want to be around.
Wow.
After the commercial break, it shows Carl in the living room reading, and Eddie comes jotting downstairs, and he says, "Where's Mom at? I want her to take me to the mall." And Carl is like, "Eddie, dude, you're not getting those shoes." And then Harriet enters, and Carl asks, how'd it go about the raise? And she goes, "Here," and hands him a note. And they walk in, and walk into the kitchen, and Carl's reading it, and it's basically the pink slip. Harriet's been let go from her job since the Chicago Chronicle now has self-service elevators.
Happened like that, huh?
Yeah, I find it interesting that on the same day she asked for a raise, the company hadn't mentioned anything about it.
Wait a minute. I do have to say, though, I do remember that they changed it prior. She was still working as an elevator operator. They just didn't tell her about it because she was doing such a good job. She loved her job, didn't complain.
Oh.
But then when Harriette came up and had the kahunas to be like...
Oh, that's true. I missed that detail, I guess. That's...
So then they're like, yo, you're going to give us shit for not making enough money for doing... Absolutely, we don't need you to do anything anymore.
That's true.
And as Carl puts it, she's the best there has and best there ever will be. How she didn't know that they changed the elevator that she works in every day.
Yeah, there's something weird here, but
I'm just saying, doesn't seem like she's the best.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
obviously.
Okay. So now we're on a new day. I think we're actually like a week later because she lost her job and the family's like, oh crap, what's going to happen? And so then it's a week later, and in the living room, Carl tells Harriette as she's going toward the door that today is the day. Today is the day you will find a new job. You got
That's
this
a great
girl.
husband. Yeah.
He's
a
amazing.
cheerleader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she kind of like does one of those things where she's like, that's what I've said the last week, you know. But then she leaves. She's like, you know what? Today is the day. I'm going to do it. She leaves, and Eddie comes down, right on cue, comes downstairs.
Of course he does.
And of course there's more bickering about the shoes.
He still wants those shoes a week later.
Yep.
Still not giving up. All right.
Nope. He's persistent. And Carl tells Eddie, dude, earn your own money. You've been hounding me for a week.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not in a good situation.
Your mom just lost her job, boy.
Get a damn job.
Yeah, he does have a job.
Yeah, he does. You're right. He does have a job.
He spends all of his money, obviously.
Yeah. What do you think he's spending his money on? More binoculars?
Probably. His dad took his last pair after Carl really wanted to peek a look at the neighbor chick.
Yep. And or does he buy earmuffs to drown out the sound of the grandfather clock?
Probably. Oh my goodness.
All the speculation we can make with what he's
spending his money on. I think, doesn't Carl also, he tells him some kind of, like, wise thing?
Yes.
I don't know what it is, but...
I can't think of it either. Man with two shoes.
Yeah, a man with two shoes can only make...
Buy no shoes.
It's something I couldn't comprehend.
I didn't either, and Eddie definitely didn't. If we don't understand it...
Eddie is not going to understand it.
Do you think 15-year-old Eddie is smarter than
33? Well, it probably depends how many beers I drink during these episodes.
Right, that's true. So after they're bickering about the shoes more, and Carl tells him to use his own money, Harriette comes like right back in the door, and they're like, "What?" And
already found a new job.
Yeah. And she goes, "No, the car broke down in the middle of the street." And they're like, "It broke down." And she's like, "Did I mention it's on fire?"
What?
And then they run out the door. Now, my car's smoked really bad out the back and out the front before, but on fire. You know, I bet Eddie would have got to that car faster if he had new shoes. That's good. That's true.
Good point.
He should have used that. Then it appears it's a few more days later, maybe. Still no luck on the job hunt as Harriette comes into the kitchen.
Struggling.
Yeah. And they all sit down for dinner. Mother Winslow prepared the meal for them. What a sweet grandma.
Oh, my goodness.
She is the grandma from the holidays that comes over. She is not trying to run the show.
No, it doesn't seem like it.
No. So she sits down for the meal and she says the prayer, which consists of her asking God for Harriette to have patience and strength no matter how many times she's turned down from job after job after job. She's amazing.
Does Carl give her a...
Yeah. He gives her
all right, Mom.
Yeah, he gives her the stink eye, basically, and kind of cuts the prayer off. And then then they eat some basically nasty depression dinner, quote unquote.
What?
Which Mother Winslow calls it because she lived through the Depression.
Right.
So she says times were tough, and when you're hungry, you got to eat what you eat. And she said, I got some bacon and turnips,
Mashed together?
Yeah, like basic. And
wait.
So they're all pumped about the bacon, and it turns out she just used the drippings from the bacon
on top of turnips.
Yeah. Mashed up.
How you have explained it, it's been like 2 weeks without her having a job.
Right,
We're going from being perfectly fine, meatloaf dinners.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
To now,
crap.
we have no like we are poor.
Yeah.
And like we're eating depression food now. Or is this just Mother Winslow taking it to the extreme?
This was Mother Winslow maybe taking it to an extreme, because she kind of goes on to a banter of how tough it's gonna be if something doesn't change.
Wow, I mean, okay.
Yeah, she's not one to pep everyone up here.
And, she has no money.
Mother Winslow?
Yeah.
Apparently not. You would think she would. She's obviously retired.
Yeah,
She lost her husband, so where did that money go? She's not living. She's not paying bills at her own.
I know
place.
she has a party lifestyle, but
Maybe she blew all the money.
You could help out your family in this desperate need if they're eating turnips.
Right. Maybe she likes it. Maybe she doesn't mind the food.
She probably doesn't.
Well, after they're trying to eat the food, Harriette says she isn't hungry anymore and heads out to the back porch.
Oh, boy.
She's obviously distraught.
Eddie isn't hungry anymore either. In this, he's like, I'm not hungry anymore either. And he gets up, and Carl's like, you sit down and eat.
Yes, he does.
And then so he sits down, and Carl goes, all right, I'm going to go and talk to your mom now. And he leaves.
Yeah. He forces them to eat, but then he's like, screw this food. I'm going to go get some donuts later.
Yeah, like, I tell you what, bill season is rough.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was tough.
It seems like it.
So Carl follows her to go motivate her, and she says she should just take the first job she can get. Even if it isn't as high paying as they'd like, she just needs to get something to help pay the bills. And after talking with Carl for a few seconds, she remembers that she saw an assistant director of security job posting within the Chicago Chronicle building that she had previously worked at. So Carl tells her to go for it. And in their conversation, they talk about how they both completed the police academy. So she has quite a resume.
Because, I think before she got the job at the Chronicle here, she spent a little bit of time doing police work.
Yeah.
Police faculty work, maybe. Or something.
They kind of talk. I think there was a whole conversation about how they had to do something different once Eddie was born.
Right.
They had to switch things up. They couldn't both be doing scary jobs.
So I guess that wasn't that rough of a time trying to find another job, but now it is.
No, right, yeah.
Okay.
Well, they got 3 kids, and Mother Winslow, and Rachel, and Rachel's kid.
They do talk, though, that, she's been at the Chronicle for a long time.
They did.
Well, I guess, okay,
15
years. That's a good time. All right.
Good amount of time.
I take back.
You're making Harriette seem like a liar.
I just don't care for Harriette too much.
Yeah, she's a little...
She's not my favorite character at all in the show.
No.
But.
And I would think most people might agree with that. I mean, Judy might be one of the worst.
Yeah.
But then Harriet's probably pretty close. Then the rest of the cast is kind of top.
Yeah, top notch.
Yeah. So they're talking about Carl's telling her to go for that job, and the sentimental music starts.
Got his pom-poms out again.
Yep. And Carl tells her she's the best thing to ever happen to him. And, it's all... sweet and nice. He rah cheers her on. So then we move over to the Chicago Chronicle, where you see her old boss, Mr. Seeger.
Do you think it was the same character who played?
I don't know.
I've never watched, what was it?
Perfect Strangers. No, I didn't even look that up. I should have looked that up, but it's a good one to look into. when she walks in, this cracked me up, and you might remember. So she walks in to talk to him about the security, or the job, what did I say it was? Assistant Director of Security. So I'll probably just say security job. But, so she goes in to talk to him about the job, and he says something like, Harriette, you're great. It's great to see you. He says, did you use the new elevators? Those automatic elevators are great. We should have got them years ago. And then it's like an awkward, silence, because clearly he put her down in the process of, then he basically, he kind of is like, what are you doing here? And she says, I'm here for an interview for the security job. And he turns her down, basically saying, this is a management job. You have no management experience.
Damn. At least he said management and not this is a man's job.
Right. Yeah, it's true. That would
he used his words correctly.
Yeah. And so he basically says, she doesn't have the, other qualifications, quote unquote. She's about to leave, and then she kind of turns around and she tells him off.
Oh, that's what Harriette does, though.
She is
a strong woman.
Yep. And she talks about being more of a leader than he is, saying that she said, did you see my resume? I have management on my resume. And he's like, what? Where? And she said, it says Mrs. Winslow.
Oh.
She said, I'm a full-time worker and a full-time wife and mother. And the audience goes nuts. Really powerful speech to Harriette. Woo! So she slams the door and leaves. She's done. That was it. She didn't get the job. She walked out jobless.
But she told him.
She spoke her mind.
You try to take care of Eddie, Laura, and I can't remember
Judy.
my other daughter's name. Judy. Oh, yeah, Judy.
Sorry, she changed characters.
I can't remember. Okay. You try to take care of them. Mic drop.
Yep.
And left.
Well, no. She threw in wife, too.
Oh.
And Carl.
And Carl. Oh, that's... And as a Mother Winslow joke, I will say, that's a huge order.
Yes. Yes. So Harriette comes home, and Carl asks what's up, and she explains that she didn't get the job. So Eddie comes downstairs, and this kid comes downstairs all the time.
His calves must be huge by this point.
Yeah.
Doing his steps all the time.
And he comes in, and he's like, boom, I earned $70.
He stayed over. Must have worked a lot of hours.
He must have. He saved it up. And they're
in a day or two.
Yeah.
Since the last time he complained.
Pretty much.
Damn.
So Carl's like, wow. And they're all proud of him, and they're like, well, I guess you're going to have some new kicks. And he's like, no, you know what? I want you to take this money and pay the bills with it.
Wow.
What a sweet
gesture.
You did that for your parents all the time, didn't you?
The hell with that.
Wait.
I would have been getting my Jordans.
Wait, when you were 50, you didn't even have a job, did you?
No. So.
Yeah, so you didn't.
No. I'm guessing I wore some Reeboks 15. Was that in high school? No.
15. Yeah, you were in high school at 15.
I was going to say,
sophomore,
I was wearing Reeboks light ups, but I wonder what I was wearing back then.
I don't know.
Probably some Nikes.
Probably.
Some cool Nikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my father didn't tell me a speech.
That's true. He wasn't as powerful as Carl.
Yeah, I mean, that's why Eddie gave him the money, because of that powerful speech he told him earlier about two men with a shoe and
shoes on the wrong foot. 2 feet.
Yeah, whatever that speech was about.
Yeah, whatever it was. It touched Eddie's lives. It didn't really touch ours.
Obviously not.
Right. So now Rachel.
So did Carl take?
Oh yeah, they took the money. Yeah.
Savage.
Right. Well, I mean, it was a good.
They're really that hard up for money in 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, they don't have any savings.
Damn.
They're screwed. So now Rachel walks in with a ton of new groceries, bags full of groceries. And she's talking about how they're going to have a great celebratory meal for Harriette. And she's like, we're going to have salads and this and that and this. And And Harriet's like hella confused. Like she's like, what are you talking about? I didn't get the job. And Rachel said that she spoke to Mr. Seeger and that he loved her speech. And she's like, say what?
Say what?
She's like, what are you talking about, Rachel? So then
Rachel says he called like an hour ago.
Yep.
So I had enough time. I hung up the phone and was like, hell yeah, I'm going to the grocery store right now.
Right.
And get back here.
Yeah. Because they're not hard up on money. I mean, like, just because she got the job doesn't mean they have money right now.
Right.
She pretty much put them in the negative.
Right.
To eventually get in the positive again. I don't know. It's weird.
Rachel has no clue how much money she's going to be making.
No.
Or anything.
So
sisters.
Yeah. So then there's a call, or maybe Harriet. I think Harriet calls there, and she's like, it cracked me up because like she's just like, oh, okay, all right, sounds good, and then hangs up, and then turns out she got the job. Woo! And they all go nuts. Woo! And Harriet's like thanking them for their support. And it's all sweet. And then Carl and Harriet leave the room and basically start making out in the living room.
Yeah. I think old Harriet pulls Carl into their room and be like, you're getting laid tonight because you were my number one cheerleader, buddy.
Yep. That was
big boy.
Yeah, and there was a second round of sentimental music, and Carl asks why she started making out with him.
This hasn't happened in years.
And she just says, thank you for believing in me.
That's sweet.
The end.
Well, also, Harriet does say, like, hey, thanks for everybody for believing in me. Mother Winslow did not.
No, Mother Winslow was...
She went to Great Depression mode right away.
Yeah. Her jaw was on the floor when she realized... Harriet actually got another job? People want her to work for him?
Yeah. Like, holy shit.
So
my daughter-in-law is great. It's like...
So a little trivia with this episode is the only thing I got is that Jo Marie Payton, who plays Harriet, has said that this episode is her favorite episode in the whole series.
Okay. Now, this episode got a 6.8?
6.8.
Which I'm actually shocked at.
Me too.
But I understand her point because, like, this episode is all about her.
Right.
And
all about a strong woman.
So it makes sense.
It makes sense, but...
I get it.
I mean, come on. The second episode of a show that went on for, 8 or 9 years?
Yeah.
Is your favorite episode.
How do you even remember it? What, were you just rewatching it over and over?
Yeah.
Like,
she's like, I was in the background in every other show. I mean,
yeah, once
Urkel came
along, I was just a secondary person.
Pretty much.
So before I get to my recap, you left out scenario. In there.
Uh-oh. What did I leave out?
So when Rachel finds out that, we have no money, and obviously, obviously, me writing novels is just not going to cut it. I don't know what she did, but it was letter.
Yes.
Letter thing. So in the line was Rachel was folding, Laura was stuffing.
Yes.
And that Judy, other girl, whatever her name is,
Judy was
licking the envelopes.
Yep.
And like, I just like where she got this side gig.
Yeah.
And then also they come into the living room at some point in the episode, and they were talking about how they started this new thing up, new gig up, and then Judy, the forgotten daughter, was like, "Yeah, and this taste of envelopes on your mouth is disgusting."
Yes.
And Laura looks over and goes, well, that's what the sponge was for. And real quick, Judy says, yeah, but the sponge didn't get the taste off my tongue. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
That's so stupid. And plus, you all were in assembly line. You did not see Judy
why
licking.
didn't you tell her to do something different?
To do it. Probably because she forgot she was even down there assembling it. So I just wanted to point out that you messed up and did not point out
Damn it.
that point.
Damn it. I didn't think you'd remember that.
I do remember, and I think that's why she had money to buy those steaks also.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I didn't put it in there because it was such a weird... Where did they get this envelope gig?
Well, that's true. It
was very...
It shouldn't have been in the episode.
It looked like they thought, you know what, we need to give Laura some screen time and Rachel a little extra screen time, and Judy will throw her in there with a line or two. And it just...
I think Little Richie was also in.
Little Richie was in there for a second.
Yeah.
During the bill paying, Rachel pops in. There was a donut joke, and then...
She was like, it's bill time?
I did wish I put that in there, because when I rewatched it, I was cracking up at it, because Rachel comes downstairs, and she says something like, is my little guy hungry? Or something, and Carl goes, I had a few donuts earlier at the station. And she's like, I'm talking to Little Richie. And then she's like, here, you take him, Carl. And Carl's like, oh, that's a good boy for Uncle Carl. And then Rachel goes, wait, are you paying bills? And he goes, yeah. And she goes, we gotta go. And takes Little Richie. Here he's like goofing around with his nephew, and she, just because he's paying bills, they sprint out of the room.
Man, he must...
I don't know.
I'm terrified. I never want to be around Carl when he's doing bills.
No.
Remind me. So the recap on this, though, is... Do you want me to make this really nice?
Sure.
Never give up on your dreams of finding a job at the same company that fired you to rehire you when you got to make a sentimental statement to get another job then.
For a job that you weren't really needed for.
Anyways. And to realize that your mother-in-law, I hate to say this because I love Estelle, but your mother-in-law is addicted.
Yeah,
she really is. Like, this sweet old lady, I don't know.
That was rough. That was a rough scene right there.
That was a rough scene. And I do wonder if, I do wonder if Eddie got his $70 back to get his shoes.
I would hope so. I would hope the parents would do something for him.
I mean, am I going to see him still in those Kareem Abdul shoes on episode 3?
We'll have to look. We'll have to pay attention.
You better let me know.
I better jot that down, because
I gotta know if he gets those new pair of Air Jordans.
All right.
And we did call them Jordans. I think back then they were called Air Jordans.
I think they are Air Jordans back in the day.
Back in the day, they're Air Jordans.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's great. I'm glad Harriette got a new job.
Kudos to her.
Kudos to her. I wonder how long, if this is like her job for the rest of the thing, or if she gets a new job later on. I don't know. I don't know if it's ever brought up again.
Probably.
It's crazy that they're both like in like not the line of duty on. That's what I was going to say, but like that they're both
is that
cops,
how they met?
Security guard, cop. Yeah.
Did they meet that way? I don't remember them saying, but maybe they did.
Maybe they did. I don't know.
We'll see. I'm sure we'll know the adventures of the Winslows.
Also, before we quit, I'm sorry I'm letting this drag on, but it just popped up in my head again. This is the second episode where there is the swing. Yes,
the porch swing.
The porch swing.
Yep.
Which
the back porch is where the sentimental. Yeah, if you're bummed out, you go to the back porch swing, and somebody will come and cheer you up. That's in my head.
Great motivation. Yep. I need a back porch now.
Yep. So the next episode of Family Matters is called Short Story. and it's actually pretty good. It's a good one.
Is there a lot of short jokes in it?
No.
Is it going to be a short episode?
It's the normal episode length.
I wonder what a short story is all about then.
You will have to find out next week.
Finally, something to look forward to next week.
Yep.
Because I know I'm not looking forward to the first day of school.
Yeah, so we got the first day of school.
Whoever loved the first day of school.
Right.
So what are we doing? Are we, is Uncle Jesse waiting out front for us? Or, is
He's
Eddie
probably with some chick. We just gotta crash with Mother Winslow.
Well, I didn't know if we were going to take that broken down car of Carl's.
Yeah, let's take
back
the car
to
that
San
went
Francisco
on fire and drive it.
Drive it all the way back.
Yeah.
Well, it is a car, so we can grab a keg.
That's true. And we can rock a keg in there, and when it breaks down, you push, I'll ride, I'll just steer, and
as long as you're shooting beer into my mouth, I have no problem with it.
That sounds good. All right, well, thank you for tuning into this episode of TGIF Renegades.
Coming at ya!
We're so happy you gave us another listen. And again, if you ever want to catch these episodes on Hulu, they are out there so you can see what we missed and point it out like Alex pointed out that I missed a chunk of Family Matters.
This is why I steal Kenny's Hulu account, because I can find his faults in these episodes for you guys.
Yeah, I'm changing my password. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you for the next episode.
And like we always say,
thank
God
it's
Friday! Hey, Kenny, grab me another beer.